Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning into your weekly horoscope. I'm Ivy Rivera, psychic medium. I'm also a Taino Airwalk, and I use a combination of channeling of spirits, my psychic abilities, and information coming from planetary movements. Enjoy. Leos, what is going on with you for this week? This looks really sweet. On Monday the 24th and Tuesday the 25th, there is talk of starting on Monday, but likely just before it, a brewing battle. And this seems to have to do with you in community with others. So you and a group of people in some way, shape, or form are having to hold, it's almost like another group accountable. And I think that this is a complex situation because while you may represent a group of people, there is an even smaller group that represents what your group has to say. And those would be the leaders, and they would be responsible ultimately for this inside battle that goes on against another group that needs to be held accountable. And while wrong decisions appear to be made left and right, and while on Tuesday the 25th you have to really shout, you and your people have to shout for what it is that you believe in and to correct this wrong, it may look as though it came up fruitless. That is not the case. Behind the scenes, and even though it's going to take a little while, 3 days or more, there is talk of the group that represents you. Those small group of leaders will be able to create the change that needs to be seen. So ultimately you will win. So be there, show up, bring your A game, and shout. Wednesday the 26th into Thursday the 27th, we have a mutual theme going on there on both of those days, having to do with either your children or a family dynamic, or if you're a mentor over others, a teacher in some way. This could also just be people that are more immature than you, but them creating pressure for you, them also needing to be cared for in some way. So this has sort of a positive and a negative element to it, and just make sure you're not getting drained. On Thursday the 27th, there is talk of 3 different areas being affected in your life by a door that wants to be reopened. Whenever I see a door shut, that means that there's something that you have finished. You have ended a karmic cycle, or so you want to. There is someone who is trying to barge in once you have put boundaries on them. And the situation is just trying to force the door open, come back into your life, resurrect itself. This could be mental, emotional, and this could be literal. My feeling is that you need to keep the door, quote, shut tight according to spirit. And you may find that there's maternal energy around you, living or deceased, and these maternal energies are trying to give you advice, but they're kind of coming from a place of stress. And sometimes it's best to tune others out and say, you know what, I appreciate that they're trying to help, but I feel better just going inward and talking to God and my spirit guides and my higher mind on my own and getting my own advice on how and when to make a move going forward. Spirit's also telling me to go back here to something that was written here on my board for Tuesday the 25th, and that was a listen symbol. What that can mean is that you really want to keep your thoughts, your feelings, your plans to yourself on that day, because there is someone else eavesdropping, and there is someone who would like to use that for their own agenda. On Friday the 28th and Saturday the 29th, there is a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with you having to focus more on your own independence. So whether this is you breaking away from parents, this is you breaking away from work or an institution, a spouse, whatever it is, there is a real call here for you to figure out where your strengths are and where you need to improve on creating an ability for you to stand on your own 2 feet and get not only the work done, but get your needs and your wants and desires met by your own self. There's also talk on Friday the 28th of money, and this trickles into Saturday the 29th, where it actually needs to be put into effect. It's about your resources and where should they be going. So Spirit wrote it this way, quote, what if this were to happen? What if that were to happen? happen? Or what is my plan B? You want to figure out not only what you have, but what if the future holds this option or that option? How are you going to use your resources wisely? On Saturday the 29th and Sunday the 30th, mostly into the evening hours, but this changes depending on where you're located, there is talk of a loyal friend coming to you and you also being a loyal friend to someone else. So I do feel helping hand. I do feel love and support. Pay attention. That could be coming from the spirit world. It could also be coming from the living. And I feel that that's going to be a lovely, uplifting, renewing type of a situation. There's also talk on Sunday the 30th and Monday the 31st on a mutual theme, having to do also with love, but not just in the romantic sense. So Sunday the 30th is more focused on romance. It has to do with a romance that's either new in your life or a current love partnership flourishing. Okay, this could really be anyone significant in your heart, but for many it will be romantic, and I think that it's time to stop and smell the roses and enjoy that. On Monday the 31st, there's also talk of love here, but it's about you not being afraid of accepting it, not being the type of person who walls others out just because you've been hurt in the past or you're stressed and you think you're better off on your own. Allow it in. And Spirit also wrote, quote, "Don't be afraid of helping hands in any way." So even if this isn't about romantic love for you or allowing in a new friendship or taking advice or delegating, it could just be a type of situation where maybe you're having financial struggles and you need to go to a food bank, or you need to take some assistance and charity from others. Remember, that is the grace of God. You give a little, you take a little. It is fluid, and just be grateful for it. Leos, have a beautiful week.